So oftentimes in your bot, you'll want to offer different paths to the user based on an intent. And usually what I recommend for a typebot is to provide a simple buttons input that serves as a menu with the intents declared. So that's the case of this customer support template where we have that three options menu where the user definitely says, okay, I have a feature request, there is a bug, I have a question. But let's say that you want instead of that offer a text input, so a free text input. And so let's do it right away. We have that new, let's say, user answer variable that we collect. And based on that new value, how can we detect the intent? How can we guess if the user has a feature request, a bug to report, or a question to ask? Well, there is two methods that I can think of right now. The first one is probably the easiest. And so what you can do is to add a condition below the text input. And you can add a comparison that checks, okay, does the user answer, does it contain specific keywords? So does it contain feature request? And so you can stack up comparison like this. Otherwise, so we can say or here, or the user answer contains maybe feedback like this. And you can do that for every intent. And so the first thing to link here would be the feature request intent. And we can also do that for the bug report intent. So if user answer contains bug, or maybe user answer contains, I don't know, like maybe doesn't work, something like this, then we can guess that the user answer is for a bug report. So we can try it out to make sure that it works as expected. So I say I have a feature request, and it will go to the first path because it detected that user answer contains feature request. And if we restart and say it doesn't work, well, it goes to the bug intent. But the issue with that manual checking is that if I say, the same intent but with a slightly different way of saying, maybe it does not work, something like this. Whoops. Then as you can see, we don't have any, so the bot stopped because it doesn't check any condition here. And that's because instead of doesn't work, we say does not work. And so you'll have to, maybe monitor all your user answers and try to cover all the possible, keywords. And so that's a bit of a pain, right? And so that's where you could maybe use AI for this to detect the intent. And we have a convenient block, a convenient action on all AI providers. So I'll use the Mistral block here, but you can also use Anthropic, OpenAI, Grok, any AI provider. So sorry, let's go with Mistral here. And so I select my account and we select the generate variables action. So we can select for this a small model because it's not that hard to detect an intent based on a user query. And then we'll have to prompt it. So we need to ask our model what to do with anything, right? So extract the user intent from this reply, maybe something like this. And then so we define the schema. So we defined what the model has to extract. So for each field, we can select a type. It could be a string, number, boolean, enum. Because we have a specific set of possible options, we can say enum, and so we define what could be the enum type here. So we can say feature request, we can say bug report, and we can say a question to ask. So on everything that we insert here, we need to be a bit specific. And so we can save that newly generated variable into, let's say, an intent variable. And then we can also describe what exactly is that intent to give maybe more context. I don't think we need to do that here because the intent variable name is already pretty declarative, so that's fine. And then this block will generate an intent variable. And based on that intent, we can now have a condition block right below that says, okay, if that intent is equal to feature request, then we go to that feature request path. And we can do that for each intent now. Otherwise, if intent is equal to, what was it, bug report, then we go to this bug report. And so let's try it out. Let me check once again, extract the user intent from this reply. And so we want to extract that intent. Let's try it out. So I have feature request. And as you can see, it properly detected that the intent was a feature request. And we can say the same for a bug report. We can be pretty vague. We don't have to do, I have a bug, to say I have a bug. This is not working. I need support for this, for example. And as you can see, it goes to the bug report intent path. So I hope that makes sense. I know that this generate variables action can be a bit tough to understand at first, but it allows us to usually extract information from another variable. So here we are using the user answer to ask our model, can you extract something that we need here? And we need the intent, and we define the possible intent with an enum property. And so then you can try to build a smarter bot with that method.